Hi there and welcome to Story Time with Uncle Bill. It's the fit in a year, the road to six-pack abs. We made a video early this morning, folks, and you'll never see it because I can't seem to find it anywhere. It's like the fart of the wind is gone. That just happened a few times now. Man, it really sucks. And look, I made sure it was recording and everything 2 or 3 times during the video. Not like I was expecting anything to happen, just the spots where transitioning happened. And oh, look, there's the red dot. There's a time stamp. As long as the time thing moved, it normally indicates recording, right? We're warming up. Remember, before you work out, do any exercise and consult your physician. I keep busting my hand on that bar up there. Make sure you're able to work out. Could do more harm than help. You're fully hydrated. Maybe you ate an hour before. Stretched a little. Walked around. Come here with a positive attitude and ready to work out. You'll be doing chest today. And folks, way before I ever seen the show Intervention and what it was about, because I like to talk about addiction and mental health and prison reform and what it was like in prison and what we're doing now after prison to stay positive and out of jail or prison. I was 19, maybe 20 years old, and I was on the run from the law, and I had met this girl, stayed out in the woods, Kinston, North Carolina, and a really pretty girl, really smart. She lived with her mom and dad, and I lived in Jacksonville. And so every weekend, I'd go back and forth with her. And after a couple months, 3 or 4 months, it took even a minute to even meet her mom and dad because her mom had a real bad. It turned out her mom and dad both had drinking problems. They would get down, folks. I'm talking about a fifth of liquor every night. And I ain't talk bad about nobody. They were really good people. Respect them to hell. Respected the hell out of them. They both passed away. Rest in peace to both of them. For the year and a half that I got to know them, they were a lot of help to me. This is just what happened. So, like I said, we're gonna be doing chest. So I'm gonna have to lower the camera. 1 second. I had to do this twice. So, her mama was in the hospital. She had cirrhosis of the liver. By the time we got serious and knew it was going to be something, she was hiding that information. She was embarrassed by it. Her mama was much older than she was. She was like 19. Her mom was like 60 something. You know, one of those she didn't have until she was in her 40s. And like her oldest brother, he was 40 years old. He was 20 years older than her. You know, one of those things. And then she had like 4 or 5 brothers and sisters. Now we're on the flat bench doing the long bar. Don't put no clips on it, folks. Clips are just not where it's at. I don't have no spotter. I'm not going to change the plates or nothing. That's all just something I'll do after the video. This is just for video's sake. Never put the clips on if you can't lift it. Say you push yourself and that bar falls on you. You can at least lift one side and drop the weights on the floor, and the other side just hold it. You'll be all right. If you have clips on there, you got a problem. Them clips will hold the weight. And even then, you want to lift it up and then slide your body up underneath here. It's got to use a different procedure. But I just don't put no clips on it. There's just no reason to. Use your form and your strength to keep the weights. If they move a little bit, it ain't going to make that big of a difference. You're not going to die or hurt yourself. But you can potentially hurt yourself if you put those clips on that bar. Don't put the clips on the bar. Not for pretty much anything. Just don't do it. It's just not worth it. It could be more harmful than helpful. You want full range of motion? When the bar is coming down, you're breathing in. When you're coming up, you're breathing out. And I always say blow the bar up. Breathe loud. A blower on those fast machines, you hear it. The superchargers, you hear it. Let's hear you. Ready? All the way down, all the way up. Your ass should be flat on the bench. Look, just put your feet up. Don't do that. Lock it up at the top, but don't hyperextend. Snuck over there and meet her for the first time, and she had on a hospital gown. The name band, armband. You know, they say the liver's that big. Hers was like the size of a marshmallow. Never supposed to drink ever again. She's lucky to be alive. She's like in a coma. It might have been a diabetic. But she drank every day and she chewed snuff. And told me a million stories. I worked the night shift after I moved in with them. Her dad came to me and asked me, he said, just like this, man, he said, my daughter loves you, and I know that you could take her away. And I don't want you to do that. I don't have a lot of years left. So I was wondering if you do this for me. Since you're going back and forth and you're staying the weekend, and I would, you know, Monday through Friday, I worked my job and I had the weekends off. And then I drove there and she didn't have no place to go. And she wanted to spend the weekend with her parents. They always have breakfast and stuff. Because she worked, she went to school, she went to college and worked at a little convenience store, little thrift store thingy in the afternoons. Ooh, man, I tell you what, I'm tired, man. Ugh. I'm tired. You tell two things about this story. A, I loved her, and B, I respected him. Will you stay? Since you already stayed the weekend. Just 5 extra days a week. He said, you know, I can maybe help you get a job around here. Because I stayed in Jacksonville, she stayed in Kinston. Or you keep going back and forth. But me and my wife talked about it, and we think $400 a month is feasible. And you're gonna have to sleep in the living room floor. And he slept on the living room couch. They didn't even husband and wife didn't get along. They cohabitated, and then after 8 o'clock, they yelled at each other for an hour and a half. It was pretty comical too. But if that was all right, he would appreciate it. And I didn't even think about it, man. I said, well, next Friday when I came here, I brought my stuff. Because I really didn't have a lot of stuff. And I was on the run from the cops. So I don't think I really had anything too much. Because at that time, a matter of fact, my uncle had just sold all my stuff for crack. So I didn't have too much. I had, I don't even remember what I had. I didn't have much. It didn't take long for me to get back. My uncle had just sold all my stuff. And I hadn't been at the job too long, but I was making good money. There wasn't no way I was going to leave it unless I made better money. And I ended up finding a job like that too. But going back, so the mom came to me after I had moved in. I was there about, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks. And she would always be drunk just out of the blue because there wasn't supposed to be no alcohol in the house. And he would get drunk by 8 o'clock too. But he was drinking a fifth of Canadian whiskey every night. There wasn't no ifs, ands, buts about it. He had a bottle right there, and he was getting it. He was getting it. But she was just as damn drunk, and she would always have a 32 plastic ounce cup next to her. Normally, it was supposed to have water in it, and she had some peach snuff. Only person I ever knew to do snuff. It's crazy. So, and nobody could figure out how she was getting it. She was driving. Nobody knew she was driving, but she was driving every day to go get it. And then she got to the point where she couldn't drive no more. And she came to me and she said, look, man, I've been drinking 50 damn years and I ain't about to quit now. There's no way in hell I'm going to live too much longer. And I'm going to spend the rest of my damn life drunk one way or the other. Billy, I'm telling you, one way or the other, I'm going to spend the rest of my life drunk. That's what I want to do. I'm a grown-ass woman. I've raised 5 kids. I've lived my life. I've watched them live theirs. My youngest is 20 years old, getting ready to graduate from college. I don't give a shit about shit other than drinking my Canadian whiskey. Yes, ma'am. She said, I can't drive the car no more. But you can. And nobody will know. But I'm going to have to need you to take me to the liquor store. And the way you're going to cover your tracks is you're going to say, I don't know how she got to the liquor store. I didn't buy the liquor for her. Well, eventually it became I had to go to the liquor store and buy it for her because she just couldn't even walk anymore. She wasn't in good shape in the first place. Meaning that she had already had cirrhosis of the liver. Right or wrong, I did it. Right or wrong, I did it. I went to the liquor store every single damn day. I don't know why we didn't just buy 7 bottles of liquor and do it once a week. Because on Saturday, had to get 2. And man, I'm talking about a fifth. Can you drink a damn fifth of liquor? Annihilated drunk. Man, I used to have so many good times. Okay, so after about a month and a half, one long, I came home from work and there must have been 100. I thought she had passed away. Or maybe even the dad. I didn't know what to think. I recognized all the cars though. They were all family cars, all the siblings. And a couple grandkids, I guess. There's like 10 cars in the yard. Never seen that many cars over there before. And we used to go because they all live real close and some of them lived on rivers and stuff, so you know that's my thing. So we used to go fishing over there. We used to hang out. I liked them all. Smoke weed with a brother all the time. He only lived 2 minutes down there. I could walk to his house. I walked in the house, folks. We're going to do some dumbbell presses. Same things. You bring as low as far as you can. I try to always say bring it into your armpits and come straight up. Don't bang the dumbbells. Straight up. Full range of motion. Coming down. Breathe in through your nose. Out through your mouth. Breathe out. So when I walked through the door, they had two different recliners. As soon as you walk through the door, you see there's two different recliners and there's a couch in the back. He slept in the couch in the back. She slept, would be on my left. He sat on my right. They were both there. So that was like a relief. I was like, oh, wow. So then I seen everybody. Now everybody's just looking at me and they all got to look at this dead ass quiet. I mean, dead, like I interrupted a viewing or something. I don't know. It was quiet. Like I walked into church during the moment of silence. I don't know what to look. I was like, hey, how's everybody doing? What's going on? Yeah, this is a little intervention here. It appears that mom keeps finding a way, and it was like the oldest daughter talking. Mom keeps finding a way to get drunk when she's not supposed to, and she's drinking a lot, and it's causing a big problem. We need to make it stop. We need to find out what's going on. And see, I had already told my girlfriend. I didn't tell nobody else. But I had told my girlfriend at the time. I was like, hey, look, this is what your mom came to me. And normally I wouldn't say nothing about your mom, and really there ain't anything you could do to stop it. But this is what your mom asked me to do, and I plan on doing it. How do you feel about it? And I could tell you she wasn't 100% happy about it, but she did kind of agree with the situation and just said, I just don't want to know about it. Even though she fooled me about it. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. Because we saw it every night. I mean, we was in the same house. So I said, look, I'll be honest with you. And I looked at all of them. I slowly looked around the room. I get the liquor for. I get the liquor for on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. On Saturday, I have to get 2 bottles. It's the 5th of Canadian whiskey. She asked me to. She gave me a good enough reason. And I always thought and I always feel that if there's anything I do and somebody asks me, it ain't going to cause me no real harm, and it's something I can do, I'm almost forced to do it. And I know all the ramifications. And in my heart, I know it's wrong. I feel it's wrong. I'm never happy when I do it. Not one time do I go to the liquor store, really for anybody, say, yeah, I'm really glad I'm doing this for you. Now I'm making this video right here. I do feel good about that. I feel good about working out. Facing a whole family, maybe 20 damn years old. And they're not really mad. They're just not understanding. Which leads to anger and confusion and being mad. And I'm going to tell you right now, they ain't never 100% agree with it. But the mama went off. Who in the... I raised all y'all. You ain't never coming up in my house, you know, I mean, off. And she was right. I mean, full-blown right. Hey, look. Right is right, man. Ain't no getting around it. Now, drinking a 5th of Canadian whiskey every night, I don't know if that's right or not, but you kind of got the right to do it. Especially, you know, Sam Cooke, man, you pay the cost to be the boss. It was tough, man. It's kind of embarrassing. I know I am the bad guy. I mean, there ain't no ifs, ands, buts, or about it. How did she get it this way? You want me to tell you all the ways that she told me how she could get it? Oh man, when she got drunk, she'll let you know all about you. She'll let you know about her husband. You know, I mean, that's what drunk people do, right? Some people now see. My girlfriend was perfect. No more than 2 beers or 2 shots. And I don't mean 2 beers and 2 shots. I mean 1 and 1, 2 and 0, or 2 and 0. She is feeling. And she stops drinking too. She's smart enough. She stops drinking and she is in the zone. When I see her, every time I've ever seen her like that, I always thought, man, that is the perfect place everybody wants to be. Because you're not sober and you're not, stupid, drunk. You're that happy, giddy, carefree. And it lasts hours. It was so, man. As sober, she was awesome. But when she drank, and she only drank Saturday, and all before 10 o'clock. See, I mean, just everything had a little, because she had so much to do. Mom and Dad. We would sit there at the dinner table. She used to be so embarrassed, but then we just started. I mean, you have to make the most of every situation, you know what I mean? Regardless of what's going on. Especially when there's nothing you could do about it. We couldn't do shit about what was going on between the mom and dad, her mom and dad. And I kind of loved it, man. I mean, they were good people. After 8 o'clock, folks, man. We're going to do some twisting. Same thing as before. No, we're going to do some flies. So like a hug. Come down. Breathing in. Hug it out. I mean, it's going to sound bad. I don't know how it's going to sound to you. The first couple of times it was shocking. It was so brutal. I mean, so brutal. It was like, who could really shove the point home? She was somewhere from around here in North Carolina. He was somewhere from up in Pennsylvania. So I didn't even know, but if you come from the north and go to the south, you're a Yankee. And he was Italian, so he was a Dago. Listen, people, I'm just telling you what it is. So she was a Southerner, so she was a rebel, and man, Lord forgive me. But man, there's my story. A lot you gotta understand when it's real life stories and it involves people, and you don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, and I got to hide so much of what's said and who's a part of it. It's hard to look at a puzzle when 10 pieces is missing, and each one of those pieces has a feeling and has the potential to be hurt. After 8 o'clock, folks. She didn't get home till like after 7, so we was eating 90% of the time while this was happening. And I had to be out. She had a room in the back. I couldn't be in the room after 9:30. And of course, there wasn't no sex or kissing holding hands. I don't even remember sitting. I don't nothing. I mean, think about it. You think about it. While all of it is going on, believe that. No. Slide out. Ooh, my shoulder. It'll always be start with some mumbling. If you got something to say, you open your. You shut up. You gotta be. That's. I seen Bill with your daughter. You disrespectful. Every night. Me and him used to watch wrestling too. Monday Night Raw. I don't remember what WCW had back then. I can't remember now. It's a damn shame. Watched it hardcore too. And we watched it all the time. Raw is War. Yeah, I can't remember. That would be another. That would cause another fight I was in. Boy, when she said that's why I seen Bill with your daughter. She had one of those. They lived in a mobile home or trailer. She had a back room in the back, and so right before the bedroom, when you look down the hallway, her door was the door facing down the hallway. But before that, on the left, a bathroom, and there was a door that connected both of them. We're gonna do a fly into a press with a twist. Oh my God. So there was a couple of times I had thought I had seen her looking down the hallway. Because we had this thing, man, especially during the daytime, because nobody's supposed to be there. I would have the top part of my half outside of the bathroom, and she'd be riding me, and I would be half in the hallway, and she'd be riding me in the bathroom. Might be a little bit graphic for you. I'm just telling you, this is what a 20-year-old went through, so you kind of get the mindset of shit, man. You know, I could have had a million other different scenarios, man. And it was always crazy, and I remember always like it was hard. Like it's full of enjoyment, but I always was looking down the hallway, thinking somebody, you know, the mind plays tricks on you. Except the one time it didn't. And she was going at it. She was loud, and I was looking down the hallway. I didn't hear her mom pull up. I didn't hear her mom open the door, and I had locked the door and everything, and thought I could hear that because I got good ears, man. I got good ears. Or hear her walking in from the living room into the kitchen and to the little area before you come to the turn. I thought I could hear all that. You know what I saw, folks? And I thought I had seen that same thing 1,000 times, and I might have, but nobody had ever, you know, materialized. It just always looked, which could have been nothing, and probably all them other times prior it was nothing. until I looked and I seen it. It wasn't no doubt because she had glasses too. Ah, ah, and she popped out in the hallway. My girlfriend was gone. She had disappeared. I didn't even hear her jump off, not to run away or anything. She was like, Bill, what's wrong? I was like, oh, I just fell out the shower. Oh, I just fell out the shower. She goes, I heard all kind of noise. I was like, yeah, that was me. I was trying to call for help. I think Bridget's asleep. And here come Bridget with a nightgown. What happened? Everything okay? Man, she was good at it. I mean, cold busting. She never said anything until that night, which is probably like a month later. Dad just cussed her out for even saying anything. Probably about 11 o'clock. That's when he really went to bed. Whether I wanted to or not, it didn't matter. And it really didn't matter neither to me because I was always tired. I always I really try to get the most out of life and do the most I can. So when I do go to bed, if I only get a couple hours, they're hardcore sleep hours. So, but he didn't always go to sleep right away. And you got to be mindful. I mean, like he really did. They both drank a half gallon, at least a fifth. Might even been a half gallon. Come to think about it. Yeah, it was a big ass rose. I bet it was a half gallon. It's a lot. And it was only like 15, $20 too. So you know it's that annihilator. I'm about to do champagnes. You can hold the dumbbells together, real close into your chest, straight up. He would talk shit about me all night until I fell asleep, and I would be so mad. I would be unbelievably mad sometimes. Sometimes it would laugh because what it was saying, none of it was true. It was just the fact that she was saying anything. And why would you say anything derogatory about somebody that you and doing everything right? Daughter 100% happy. I'm 100% respectful in every way except getting the mama the liquor. And he never taught about that. I mean, he could have taught about that every day, and there wouldn't be nothing I could say except sorry. You know, and I'd be genuinely sorry. But he had some hate in him. Every night, man. I had to suck it up. For a year. And you know what? To be honest with you, I don't know how long that would have lasted. Because what ended up happening is, a buddy called me up, asked me to ride some marijuana down the road, and I did. And asked me if I wanted to take a long trip on the marijuana road, and I did. And that's when I got busted with the weed. So she was my last girlfriend, my last free girlfriend. And after I got busted, I had to break up with her. I didn't go to prison with her. Actually, well, I mean, she rode for, like as a friend for a year, year and a half. It could have been there the whole time, but I just told her it was better if she go on about her life and not really worried about me because I had 3 years, at least 3 years before I would even be able to see her for one time, and there was no way in hell I was going to let her come see me in prison because I didn't let anybody come see me in prison. In 5 years I did in federal prison, nobody came to see me, and that was because I never sent anybody visiting for them. You can't just show up at a federal prison and say, "Hey, I would like to see Billy Jakowski." It's never going to happen. You have to get a form for me. You might be able to go to the prison and fill out a form, but even then, it takes time. They got to run background checks. You're just not going to go into their prison. You got to be searched and all that other shit. I wasn't putting nobody through that. Not 1 second. Not because of me. It was tough. She didn't deserve that shit. You know what I mean? And I had told her that was one of those 6th sense moments when I had set off for that journey for Texas from Charlotte. I called her up, South Carolina, and I said, "Hey, that trip got a little bit bigger, but if I can make this one home, I can just concentrate." Because when I had made the first trip, I had got the money and went to Lenore Community College and signed up to be a machinist. I was gonna do the right thing with the money. I actually still got the college card, and you can see when I got issued that card, and you can see the day I got busted. And I was only supposed to go get the money and the weed that they owed us. That's all I was supposed to do. But the dude offered me $25,000 to go down there. So anyway, I got that 6th sense. I called her up and I said, "Man, I got this bad feeling I'm about to be busted. I don't know what to do about it, but I'm just going to go ahead and go and see what happens, because if I make it, and we're good for a long time." Because I would get the money for the trip plus the money that they owed me. You know what I mean? So you're talking $40,000 in just a couple days. And of course, hindsight is 2020. Never got that money. Did get that time. Tough breakup, man. I mean, it was. I had to pack up my stuff to really go nowhere. I mean, and all that stuff, I put it into some storage units at my mama's house. Lost them in a hurricane. 2 years in the federal prison, my mom calls me up and was like, "Hey, look, we know you'll be coming home next year, but you lost everything. It's gone." Oh well. What can you do? It was well, I'm not even gonna say it was a bad time at all. There were so many good moments and so much fun, and I heard a million stories from both of them. Just a lot of alone time, and when people get to drinking, they like to shoot the breeze. I never drank with them, not one time. Not one time. After a year and some change for sure. We never sat back and kicked it and had a drink. And they mixed theirs. They both of them drank out of 32-ounce plastic cups with water. A little bit of water in there, straight liquor. Crazy. It would get down. And they would become like, I've seen a couple of couples like that on TikTok and YouTube, and it almost looks playful and hateful at the same time. Just talking shit. I'm talking about cash money. You whore, you little dick, I mean cash money. Excuse my language. It gets way worse than that, so I'm just giving you. Ooh. Oh my God. Oh. When I got out of prison, I tried to find her. When I talked to her dad, because I knew they wouldn't move. And he asked me not to talk to her. That she had her own life, and that he respected and loved me, but it probably would cause confusion that she didn't need. And it would mean a lot to him. Maybe I just never called again. For the second time in my life, not sure if it's the right thing to do or not. But I granted his wish again. And come to find out, she was going through turmoil and everything. Maybe she could have used me. I don't know. I can tell you that we're still friends. I talked to her within the last year on Messenger. She had a couple kids, something she wasn't really sure she could do, so really happy for her for that. Mom and dad have since passed on. Man, now, if I said I was mad at them, listen, and it was 1,000 nights, probably 100. There was a few. I mean, there was quite a few, but it wasn't all bad. It's just that alcohol, man. The alcohol does a lot of things. I had to call 911 a few times because they passed out. If you've never seen that, it's kind of scary. But every time it was all right, I called like 911 9 times that year. It's pretty incredible. Praying, a lot of praying. Man, you gotta make it, man. You've been through all this other shit. This ain't nothing. That's the story for today. If you can, hit that like button, share the video, subscribe if you haven't. Peace.